welcome to Suttles Family Cooking. Today we are going to be making an old recipe that miners used to make called meat pasties. Very interesting name. Let me get my recipe. It's also called a Cornwall, a Cornish pasty, a British pasty, an Angie, or a Teddy Angie. So what we have here today is a cup of warm water. We have a teaspoon and a half of yeast. We have sugar here. We have a tablespoon of sugar. We have extra flour because we're going to need some dough today. And here we have 2.5 cups of white flour. If you want, you can mix in a little bit of whole wheat flour. I did that my first time I made this, so I recommend trying it with and without. So here we go. 1 cup of very warm but not hot, because it will kill the yeast if it is too hot. And we're gonna add our 1.5 teaspoons of yeast in. There's that. Smells. You're gonna stir this with a fork until well in. So we're just gonna stir this. Smells like bread. Make sure that we get that all nicely stirred. See that? There, you want it to be stirred until it looks about this slightly gray. There's our oven, nice and warm, because you're going to want to preheat the oven to its lowest setting. Then you want to let this sit in there once we have it all finished. Now we have, here's 1 tablespoon of sugar. We're going to stir that in until it's not grindy. Stir it in. You know, that's what the yeast eats, the sugar in it. Makes it oh so good and yummy, and it smells really, really good. I wish you guys could smell this. It's amazing. Alright, now that we have that, we're going to get our 2.5 cups of flour. We are going to spoon it in by a little bit. So here we're going to add in about half at a time. Looks good right there. Set that down. We're going to stir this in. Don't do it too hard, or flour's going to stir everywhere. Made that mistake myself. So let's call it my mistake that I did. It's going to be very sticky. So I recommend, if you need help, make sure an adult is around. Make sure. Smells good. The first time we tried it, it was not yesterday, but it was a couple days ago when we had this first, and we were like, wow. And you see that's foaming? That means that yeast is eating up the flour, and we're going to add a little bit more in until we add the whole bowl in. Add in about this much. Stir this in. It's going to be sticky. I love dough. And when my teacher said how to make this, she was like, I need to knead this. She's a total crack up, so here we go. Oops. Oh, no. Little dough accidents. Want to make sure it incorporates all this flour. I'm going to go ahead and dump this in because I don't want it to get... Make sure it eats all this up. Oh, you see that dough forming? Looks so amazing. Make sure it gets all that. Keep on getting this incorporated. Right, let's get the last bit of this incorporated. Okay, now what we're going to do, see, I have a little bit of extra flour. I'm going to just sprinkle some flour down. Oh man, I want to feel this warm, succulent dough, it looks like. fork. Oh yes, some flour. Sure. I'm going to clump this all together into a ball. Then I'm going to pour out the remaining flour and just sprinkle it here. I don't know if it's going to eat all this flour or not, so it's very, very sticky. We're going to need some more flour here. Get this flour. Put the dough back in there momentarily. Sprinkle out some more. Here we go. Yes, you just want to eat up that flour, don't you? There. Take it off of me. Oh, this is all sticky. Yes, there we go. Now you're wanting to eat that dough. This looks delicious. Right, let's get the flour in there. Knead it. Doesn't this look delicious? Get a bit more flour. Oop. Eat all this. Yes, you do. Yummy. Yummy dough. Doesn't that look good? So much dough on me. There we go. Like that. Dough incorporated. Alright, I need a bowl to put this in. Alright. Oh, good, yummy dough. Need to get a little bit more flour on you. Make sure you don't stick anywhere. Nice sticky ball of dough. You're going to want to put this into a container. Let me stick a little flour in there. Make sure that's all good. You're going to want to let this sit in that nice warm. Alright, so let's let that sit in the oven and we'll be right back.